With The Walking Dead finally coming to a close after 11 amazing seasons, many fans have been reminiscing about their favorite moments from the show's run. This includes Norman Reedus, who recently revealed what his favorite moment in the entire series was. We'll be covering what Reedus had to say about this, as well as going over the future of the series in this video. If you're curious as to what will be going down in the Walking Dead universe now that the main series is over, stick around to the end of the video to find out everything you need to know. First up, what is Norman Reedus' favorite scene in all of The Walking Dead? After beginning in 2010, The Walking Dead went on to have a total of 11 seasons. So when asked the question of your favorite moment, there's plenty to choose from. One of the main cast members of the show since season 1, Norman Reedus, was recently asked this question and had a terrific answer. He recalled one particularly heart-wrenching scene from season 9, and it turned out to be a scene that he had a big part in creating. The scene he is talking about is Rick's death in season 9, when he blew up the bridge. As we'll get into later in the video, Rick wouldn't stay completely dead, but for all intents and purposes, this was the last time we'd see the character for a while. What Reedus revealed about this scene, when claiming it to be one of his favorite in the show, is that it wasn't originally planned to be the way it turned out. He said that in the script, it featured a more cliche moment, where Daryl would scream out, "No!" when he saw what Rick was about to do. Reedus didn't see this fitting in with Daryl's character, or what the moment was meant to signify to audiences. Instead, the scene was altered so that Daryl and Rick locked eyes in the final moments before Rick blows up the bridge. Reedus explained it was meant to show the connection between the characters, and that Daryl wanted Rick's face to be the last one he saw in all the chaos. Reedus explains that the scene affected him so much because of his love for Andrew Lincoln and his love for the characters the two men were portraying. He said that when they were filming the scene, he was crying in front of the camera, while Lincoln and many others were crying behind the camera. He said the scene was so special, largely because it was originally designed to be a much more cliched scene, and the changes made it a truly special moment. Even though this scene was divisive among fans, here's why we think it's truly one of the best moments in the show. So why is this scene so perfect? This scene in season 9 was used to write Rick off of the show and served as his de facto death, even if the character wasn't actually dead. As we've already mentioned, the scene had mixed reactions from fans, and many stopped watching the show entirely after it was revealed that Andrew Lincoln would no longer be appearing as Rick Grimes. After Rick is severely injured in the explosion, his broken body is seen being carried off in a helicopter by Jadis. Rick's squad never sees this happen, so for the rest of the series, he is considered dead. The plans for revealing what happened with Rick will be revealed later in this video, so stick around. Aside from serving the purpose of writing Rick off the show, why is this scene so special? It primarily works so well because it highlights the connection of both Rick and Daryl, as well as the actors who portray them. Reedus and Lincoln are even closer in real life than they were on the show, and this moment was understandably emotional for the two actors, who had just worked together for the better part of a decade. This is not to mention the fans who had also spent the last 9 years getting to know Rick. It was an incredibly emotional moment for many fans who had assumed that Rick would be one of the few characters who would stick around till the end of the series run. Reedus would end up being one of only 2 actors who would stick around on the show through its entire 11-season run, with the other being Melissa McBride. So now that the show has come to a close, what's next for the Walking Dead universe and all the characters we've come to know and love? Moving on, what's next for the Walking Dead universe after season 11? The Walking Dead quickly became one of the most popular shows on television and remained that way through much of its run. This is why it makes sense that showrunners would not want to have a cut-and-dry ending to the series. While the main series of The Walking Dead is coming to a close in many ways, the overarching story of the universe is only beginning. This is because instead of The Walking Dead officially being over, it is instead splitting into 3 separate spin-off shows. Adding on to the current show, Fear the Walking Dead, the shows will create more of a Marvel Cinematic Universe style of programming, where certain characters will have their own series. With the announcement of these shows, fans are eager to see where the story will go from here, and what the future holds for the zombie franchise. So now that we know The Walking Dead will have 3 new shows coming out, what will they be about? So what exactly will these spin-off shows be about? about? The Walking Dead's 3 new spin-off shows are all set to be released soon and will follow some of the show's most beloved characters. First up is The Walking Dead, Dead City. This series will be set in New York and will follow the continuing arc of Maggie and Negan, played by Lauren Cohen and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, respectively. Several other cast members have been announced, but it doesn't appear any of them appeared in the original series. While it would seemingly make sense for Herschel and Annie to join the pair on Dead City, no such news has been announced yet. Showrunners, however, may be saving the return of these characters on the show as a surprise for fans. Next up is Daryl Dixon, starring the one and only Norman Reedus. This show will focus on Daryl's solo adventures in Europe, where there is a similar zombie outbreak to that in the United States. This show was originally meant to co-star Carol, played by Melissa McBride, but the fact that the project is being filmed on location in Europe prevented this from working out. Instead, Reedus will be joined by Clements Posey, star of Harry Potter and Tenet, amongst other supporting cast members. Finally, 2 of the most beloved characters of the show's entire run will be getting their own spin-off as well. The series, currently being referred to as Rick and Michonne, will follow the 2 characters initially presumed dead on their journeys after being written off the show. As we've already covered, Andrew Lincoln left the show in season 9, and Denai Guerrera, who plays Michonne, left the following season. While there was initially a trilogy of movies planned for these characters, producers instead decided the story would be better told through another TV series. With the exciting news of these 3 new series, when can fans expect to watch them all? Now, when will each of these spin-offs be released? Fans are likely hungry for more Walking Dead after the recent series finale, and the good news is that they won't have to wait long for these new series to launch. It appears that Dead City will be the first show to reach viewers next year. The show will consist of 6 episodes and is set to be released in April of next year. Jeffrey Dean Morgan recently let fans in on the fact that the series has finished filming as of October 2022, which means the show is coming along as expected. Next will likely be Daryl Dixon. Although the show is still in the filming process and no release date has been announced, the show is expected to have a release somewhere around the summer of 2023. This show will also be 6 episodes long. Finally is Rick and Michonne, which there has been little production news about. This is likely a sign that the show is taking a bit longer to put together. Posters have said that the show will have a 2023 release alongside the other 2, so it appears like fall or winter in 2023 is when fans can expect it to be released. This is all not to mention Fear of the Walking Dead, the show's pre-existing spin-off series. This show is entering its 8th season and is also expected to be released at some point in 2023. There may also be a 2nd season of Tales of the Walking Dead in the works, after the 1st season recently finished in September, but nothing has been confirmed as of yet. If there's one thing fans can be certain of, it's that just because the main series has ended, that doesn't mean they won't have plenty more of The Walking Dead to enjoy soon. Are you excited about these upcoming spin-off series? Which one are you most excited about? Do you agree with Reedus about his favorite scene in the show? What's yours? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.